Fallen Star 2. I was released from the Princess Alexandra and went to Mackay. Mackay, 23rd of May to 31st of December, Mackay Base Hospital. I have a private room for the short stay. Getting back into coffee and cakes. Sad news from my sister. Dad's celebration of life will be Friday 13th of June at Gingin Community Church. Jess and Libby came down for the weekend. They cleaned the gutters and tidied the roof line. Took a lot of green waste to the dump. We enjoyed a counter meal. I bought a Nissan Elgrand V6 four-wheel drive automatic. Jess and Libby had a couple of drives of it. Leanne's been giving me a hand to remove the middle seats. We had a bit of a play with the corrugated ramp. Once we were happy with the results, I bought some proper ramp from Super Cheap Auto. Just trying to bring it up and down, having a bit of a play and a bit of a practice. I will eventually put some hinges in it and just hinge these ramps up and down in the back door. That'll save trying to pack them up and pack them away, rope them down. This vehicle is going to mainly be a wheelchair carrier with a bit of a camper at the back. Just something to keep me occupied for the next 12 months while I go to full recovery mode. It'll be a good little vehicle. It's an import. Trying to get back into society. I enjoyed a few counter meals and had lunch with Spinal Root Mackay. The harbour's always a good visit. Dad's place in Gingin for the funeral. Dan and Katie giving the eulogy. It was a sad time, but a good send-off. 17th of June, I'm released from Mackay Hospital. Angie Dwyer gave me a hand to move into an interim unit. It's a lovely little unit right in the middle of the CBD. I can't get the little wheelchair in. I am trying to walk mostly with the four-wheel walker, using my crutches as much as I can. It's got a really good disability bathroom. I'm having trouble with parking, so I put disability stickers on, asking people to respect my room. Jack from Power Mobility in Brisbane sent up a Magic Mobility X8 four-wheel drive wheelchair and inducted me into it today with the help of my NDIS OT Jenna. This chair will give me a lot of freedom. It'll be really good when I go camping because it is an off-road wheelchair. It allows me to access my favourite beach through the sand dunes. These council gates are very tight, but I can squeeze through this one and I can easily access Far Beach a little bit further south from here. This will be a very good chair. Along with Jack and Jenna this morning, we ensured that it fits into the van and it is easy enough for me to walk up and down the ramps. Magic Mobility X8 four-wheel drive wheelchair lets me get onto the beach.
Take two.
Cold windy Friday, Leanne, Little Bit and I took the X8 down Ray Street to Town Beach. We slipped onto Town Beach at Aluka 2, the only track I can get on. It was low tide, so I managed to get out past the drain and we got off the town of Far Beach at quota 1. We spent a couple of hours just playing on the beach and the sand dunes. It was a good day. Getting used to the X8 Magic Mobility 4-wheel drive, which is very good and easy in the skid steer mode. It'll be a good little chair. Skid steer's fun. I prepare a lot of my own meals in the unit. My carers are helping me organise the van into a camper. We have a pull-out kitchen and a 30-litre fridge. Lots of Jesus handles to help me get in and out of the mattress once it's folded down. My sister's coming up and we're preparing some camping gear. I'm trying to walk as best I can without the crutches or any aids in the unit. I've got plenty of wall space and hallways to reach out to if and when I do lose my balance or feel unsteady. Doing as much physio as I possibly can, still working hard on keeping that left leg moving. Leaning very heavily on the right leg, which is the good leg, trying to stay off the bad leg. Less time on the crutches today. I took the chair out while I was working on the little van. My leg feels a lot better for it. My foot is taking my weight. Even now, 6:30 at night time, getting better every day. Battery, inverter and solar charger are installed in the little van, and I head south towards Brisbane to pick up my sister. I have a camp night on my own. It was very successful. Just in Brisbane, I got Bashy's auto to check the solar charging. My long lost sister Joanne Cutts from England. Jo came out for 5 weeks. I was on my way to visit her when I fell. We had a couple of days in Brisbane just to let her settle down, get to know each other. It was really good. We then went down to Smoky Cape, where we had a beautiful little camp and a run up and down the beaches. I'm going to keep moving because if I stop I might not get going again. Introduced Jo to some of the wildlife. This cheeky little roo came straight into camp. And then we moved on to Narrabeen in the caravan park. We had several days in Sydney, just having a look at where I had grown up most of my teenage years, a ride on the Manly Ferry. We enjoyed a view of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Opera House. Coming back across to DY, we had lunch in my mum's favourite restaurant on DY Beach. It was good going back to my teenage haunts. This far south, it was too cold on my back, and so we headed back north again. Back at Smoky Cape Lighthouse, Jo made friends with the wildlife. She really enjoyed the roos, the kookaburras. And it was a really nice little camp. We had a campfire in another place further along the coast, and we saw little Potteroo and Joey from one of the hotels. We stopped by Ryan's new house in Harvey Bay and dropped in on Sister Kate, husband Mark, at Elliot Heads. It was really good catching up with Sister Kate, Mark, Liam and Noah. The two girls got on really, really well. It's good to see both my half-sisters enjoying each other's company the way they did. Moving north, we stopped at a roo sanctuary at 1770. It was freezing cold and I was glad to get back to the tropics and the beautiful warm weather. We drove up to Townsville to catch up with Libby and Jess, and then had a look at Youngblood, where we introduced Jo to some of our flying foxes. She was really impressed with the number and size of these bats. We spent a week in Mackay. We had dinner with Leanne at Let's Do Greek. Ryan and Hannah dropped in. Then we headed back south. We had this huge disability on-site cabin at Elliott Heads as we went past Sister Caddy and spent another couple of beautiful days with her and her family down there. Much pride and joy. Back in Brisbane to put Jo on the plane home. Beautiful visit. Still moving forward on the recovery trail. I go to the Chats Physio at the hospital as an outpatient 3 days a week. I bought this elliptical trainer which has helped quite a bit. Doing what I can. Still wearing the compression stockings. The swelling has gone down quite a bit and I bought myself a pair of Dunlop volleys which are actually my size. I was more than 2 sizes bigger to get the swollen foot in up until just recently. For a few bucks off Marketplace, this is going to help me a lot. Council widened the gate at Illawong 2, which lets me on the beach easier. My scar is healing really well. I finished the Chats program and am now doing private physio 2 days a week. October 2025, a typical day at the beach with Little Bit and the Magic Mobility X8. Always a beautiful day down here. Once I found a coconut and a little bit of a deep hole along the beach, I can get a little bit excited about chasing and dehusking the coconut while I walk in and do a few stretches, enjoying the cool water. Little Bit will follow me and she will just swim beside my ever ready little lifeguard. I'll just do a couple of stretches with my legs and just try and open up my tendons and glutes, try and just keep everything moving a bit. The water is beautiful on the legs, but the undercurrent does tend to pull me out a bit. The soft sand is very hard to balance on, and the uneven surface is also very difficult. It's quite easy to step into a stingray hole and lose my balance. I've got big sand crutch feet on the end of the crutches so they don't sink in too far, and I've got a little bit of pool noodle on the top of the crutches. If I do go down or drop a crutch, the big rubber feet will act as a sand anchor while the pool noodle will float the handle and forearm brace. And it's beautiful just standing here, just doing some simple exercises, a little bit swimming back and forth, making sure no crocodiles or sharks are coming for me. She probably wouldn't be much help standing me up. Beautiful day on the beach. few lunges. Few skaters. Coconut's lost interest. I'll have to go and throw it again. It's hard, but someone's got to do it. We might spend up to 4 hours on the beach from Town Beach all the way up to Shelter Creek and back. I'll find coconuts or pandanus seeds all along the way to toss into the water and keep a little bit happy while I do different sorts of physio stretches behind the chair, walking into the water. It's not really Tai Chi.
And behind is yours, standing idle and bored, doing nothing.
A trial setup of the King's 180-degree awning on the side of my little camper homie. Because of the height of the van, the awning did work out to be quite high, and I bought a 2-step ladder to allow me to reach it. Once it's unzipped and the straps are unpacked, both ends of the canopy are tied back to the roof rack and tensioned. My care provider John is really good. He understands that I'm trying to do this independently for when I go camping. He's there ready to catch me and support me if I do fall or get in trouble. Otherwise, he's quite good at letting me do and work out what I need to do. So once both ends are tensioned, the canopy looks quite good. It's quite an easy setup. It's got little ratchets on the straps that Kings provide. But although it's supposed to be a freestanding awning, these beams are quite flimsy. It wouldn't take much of a breeze under them to fold the whole thing up. So I've got a couple of poles to hold these ones up, a couple of ropes, and a corkscrew, what's supposed to be a dog holder. I figured this would be easier for me to put in and retrieve than a tent peg. If the ground is hard, I can use my crutch or a walking stick as a lever, and it really stiffens the whole thing up. If it's raining, when I pull up to set up camp, I can set this up and then unload the electric chair. Top job, very happy. Packing the 180-degree awning is the exact opposite. Corkscrew dog retainers I'm using as tent pegs are pulled out. I've gotten into the habit of using my 2-step ladder as a walking frame. I don't store the corkscrew tent pegs in with the canopy because they do have sharp bits on them, and I'm concerned that they will tear the canopy. All 4 tie down and tie back ropes are tied to the framework and tensioned slightly. That keeps all the ropes in the one position. The poles I'll just put aside for now. and they will go into the bag later on. Once the poles and corkscrews are out, the two ends are released, and these two ropes or straps also stay in the framework with it. The front folds in nice and tight against the framework, and then the back comes in nice and tight over the front. The sail is then rolled up and strapped down with 3 Velcro straps to the awning's framework. It's then a matter of trying to pull the bag back over and zip it up. That bag is quite tight, and I might need a shoehorn to help me pull it over to get started on the corners. Once I've pulled the corners over the framework and started zipping the bag up, I can slip the 2 poles in, and this will keep the whole lot together. All the tie downs are in there. The only thing that's not in there are the 2 corkscrews. This was a very good trial with John standing there keeping an eye on me. I can do it on my own. It's a good job. I spent 4 days going to Townsville and back to see Jess and Libby's new house. They have done really well for themselves. My GP took me off the blood thinners and told me I no longer need the compression stockings, just keeping an eye on the swelling on my left leg. I had my 12-month review on the 25th of November, and the hospital doctor at Mackay base released me from their outpatients program. I'm still doing physio, private physio twice a week, usually spending 1 day at home and 1 day at the local pool doing aqua aerobics. It's going well. Baby Elijah was born Tuesday, the 2nd of December, 3.46 kilograms, 50 centimetres long. Congratulations, Ryan and Hannah. My first grandchild, Elijah Ablett. Very proud. Now I'm an old man because Grandad, Poppy or Nanu all sound old. Christmas lunch with Spinal Life Mackay. Very good group. Friday, 5th of December 2025. Larson's installed an elevator on the back landing. This will be great. I'll be able to carry coffee up and down. Friday, the 12th of December. Jess and Libby came down from Townsville, gave me a hand to pack up the unit and move all my stuff back home now that the lift and the hospital bed are in. We went down to the beach and I practiced dunking into the water for the first time since the injury. I found it very easy to stand up and walk back to the crutches in the water, as it was mostly floating, much easier than dry land. Heading south for the new year, I had a camp out and made my way down to Ryan, Hannah and Elijah's place for the New Year weekend. Ryan and I did a little bit of crabbing. They were really good, and I had plenty of grandson Elijah cuddles. Good night, 2025.